Welcome back to my channel. My name is Claire. Today we're going to be talking specifically about Asian skincare recommendations for oily skin. Here on my channel, I feel like I talk about so many skincare recommendations, but I feel like a lot of it is geared towards my skin type, which is more on the dry side. And so I feel like I found so many good lightweight products that I also think will be really nice for oily skin. And I've been trying out this new serum that I also think will be amazing. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And as usual with all my skincare videos, I do not have any makeup on. This is just kind of my face. I do obviously do like a brow lamination, and I have some lash extensions if you're curious why that looks like I have makeup on. But I just feel like skincare videos, you shouldn't have makeup on because I just personally feel like it's misleading. So it's always been my philosophy. But without any further ado, let's just jump into all the products. First products I want to share with you guys is a Japanese skincare product. Okay, so first thing you need to know about Japanese skincare products is that for Japanese skincare specifically, the routine, as you might say, is a little bit different than typically what you might find in a Korean skincare. And so in Japanese skincare, they always start off with something called a toner, which is basically a lotion. I know it's like sounds super confusing for like Western audiences when you're like seeing something, it's like, why is this called a lotion? But then it's kind of a toner. Toners are basically lotions. Lotions are basically toners. The phrase is used a little bit interchangeably, honestly. But so if you see anything labeled as a lotion in Japanese skincare, you're like, that doesn't look like a moisturizer, that's probably because it is a toner. So they always start off with a lotion / toner, and then they always jump into an emulsion. The ones that I've been using are a lot heavier, and I don't think it's really nice for oily skincare. It's going to be this toner and emulsion set from Hada Labo. This hunt for something that I think will be really nice, first of all for summer, even if you have like dry skin, and also good for oily skin, I think, in general. So these are the ones that I have found. I first of all absolutely love this. This is the lotion and emulsion set from Kiku. I will drop their full name right down here, but this is the Kiku Sake line, and it's kind of defined by its really cute kind of pink packaging. And so as the name suggests, it does have sake in it, and so if your skin is a little bit more maybe sensitive to that ingredient type, if you don't want to use something with sake in it, I would say maybe stay away from this. But I found that these are really nice though for oily skin. I'm going to demonstrate why. First of all, with this toner, as you can kind of see, it basically just kind of like looks like water. And I found it though to still be very moisturizing. On dry skin, obviously it does not moisturize you as much, and so it wouldn't be considered for me like especially during wintertime, would not be like a staple. But I do think it is still very moisturizing, and so I personally like to just squeeze it out into my hand, and you can kind of see it basically just kind of like rubs on like water, but it still kind of leaves you with a really nice sheen all over. And likewise with the emulsion, I find that a lot of Japanese skincare emulsions are going to be so thick. As an example, this is the Hada Labo emulsion, and I'll show you how thick the consistency is. Just a tiny drop of the Hada Labo is going to be basically like an entire moisturizer. And you might even use this and be like, yeah, I'm just completely set for the day. And so if you prefer maybe like a simpler type of like a skincare routine, you just want to use like a lotion emulsion, like maybe like a light moisturizer, SPF, and call it a day, you even definitely can if you have like very oily skin, or skin that just doesn't enjoy a lot of product on there. But for this one, the one by Kiku, the emulsion is actually a lot lighter. Let's demonstrate on my other hand. And so it does kind of still come out almost similar to the other one, but this one feels a lot more lightweight, and you can kind of immediately see how it blends out just a lot more watery, almost with like a gel-like texture. And I think this is what makes it really nice for oily skin, is that it's still going to be moisturizing, but the texture of it will not be weighing down your skin the way that maybe the Hada Labo one would for an emulsion. And so If you have like a toner that you really, really love, but you're looking for a good hydrating emulsion just by itself, I really recommend this one from Kiku just because I love how this feels. And honestly, for me, if there's a lot of times where I'm trying out a lot of other products, maybe some of my serums are getting a little bit heavy, I actually prefer to go in with this set instead, where it's going to be a little bit lighter, providing me a lot of the same kind of hydration properties, but I can still get kind of like my additional hydration from the other serums that I'm using. And while we're just here talking about this Kiku one, I feel like I should just mention this is their moisturizer. It doesn't say anywhere that it's a moisturizer, but it is a moisturizer. But this moisturizer from them is very, very thick. I've tried it. I really tried to like love it, but it was honestly way too thick for me. If you like using like a very thick moisturizer for some reason, then maybe this is for you. But for me, I found that the fragrance of this one with Asaki was way too strong. And in addition, I found that this kind of applied a little bit more like a mask. But if you're looking for a very, very simple type of a routine, what might be very nice is to use both of these sets together, where it's very lightweight. Go in with a thicker moisturizer such as this, and then maybe like a light SPF during the daytime, and you would be more than set. And I think that's kind of why this line is designed this way. And so that's just something to keep in mind if you're like, oh my gosh, I love the emulsions, I love the toners, I want to try the moisturizer. Just a fair warning that the moisturizer is going to be very, very, very thick, and so they may not work for everyone's preference. Okay, for oily skin specifically, this is a product that I was sent by YesStyle. This is the CNP Laboratory Propolis Rescue Ampoule, and it was a very interesting product to me because first of all, I already had it in my mind that I wanted to do this video because I'm like, everything that I do is for like dry skin, which is amazing, but I know so many people out there have like oily skin and are needing something for that. And so when they sent me this, I was like, this is super, super interesting. Also because when lately, because I feel like I've been having a lot more hormonal breakouts, and I can't use some of my typical like pimple creams and stuff because I'm currently pregnant. So when they sent me this, I was like, I'm kind of interested. So I haven't used it that much, as you can tell, because the bottle basically looks full, because I do have dry skin, but I have used it when I was struggling with some of my breakouts, and I felt like this does do kind of what it is advertised to do. And so basically what this does is that if you have a lot of excess oils, it will help you control the kind of like the oil production and be able to help kind of just calm down your skin a little bit. It has a lot of really good ingredients. I kept the box specifically for this video because I was like, I'm gonna need the box for reference. And so some of the ingredients that this does have in it is going to be niacinamide. It does have hyaluronic acid. So first of all, it does have niacinamide in it. I know niacinamide doesn't work for everyone. And so if that does not work for your skin, I would say maybe stay away. I personally do not have any issues with niacinamide. And so that works really, really well for me. And then they have a lot of different types of root extract as well. And I really also like that they pair it with the hyaluronic acid. It has, of course, the propolis extract. This is labeled specifically as an ampoule because there is a difference in Korean skincare when it comes to ampoules and serums. And ampoules are meant to be a heavier dosage basically of serums, meant to be targeting something very, very specific. And so sometimes it's meant for everyday use, sometimes it's not. I find that this for me is more of like a specialized kind of a use case. When I was experiencing some hormonal breakouts, honestly, my pimples have kind of like gone away a lot now, which is really, really nice. But I just like took like the tiniest of dabs kind of like around where I was getting some excess oil, kind of like around my cheeks area and my T-zone area. And I kind of just like kind of like dabbed it on there. I did not go everywhere, especially because I have dry skin. And I kind of felt like it worked very well in lieu of my normal acne cream like from Different that might just kind of like put on there. And so I found that this was kind of like a nice way of being able to help me kind of like get that into control. And so if you're looking for something very specific for oily skin, if you're kind of struggling with that, if you're struggling with a lot of excess oil and it's like clogging your pores, this is something I would consider just trying out, seeing if that works for your skin. And maybe it's like also a little bit more of a gentle solution towards acne that I found than typical acne creams, which, you know, I still love them. Like if I wasn't pregnant, I'd just be dabbing my little different gel like all over the place, but since I can't do that, this has kind of been my alternative for dealing with pimples. Going back to hydration though, there is one ingredient to me that is like the ultimate. If I don't have this ingredient in my skincare routine, then it just doesn't make me hydrated at all, and that is ceramides. I find that for me, ceramides are more hydrating than any other skincare ingredient that I've used. My hierarchy of hydrating ingredients for my skin personally is going to be at the top ceramides, below that's going to be glycerin, and at the very bottom it's going to be hyaluronic acid, which we still love hyaluronic acid, but that's just kind of like the tiers to me. And so for me, I really love something with ceramides in it. This is the one I've been using, and I've been using it and I felt like this was going to be amazing for oily skin, because a typical one that I've been using, I actually repurchased it. This is from Ample N. Let me open it up and show you guys the package. But I have purchased and repurchased and talked about this so many times, but I really like this particular serum. It is going to be a little bit heavier though, and so especially if you have oily skin, if you want something lightweight, I just feel like constantly layering a lot of super heavy products means that you're going to be able to use like maybe just like one or two products. And so if you're someone like me, you love to have like a million steps in your skincare routine, I just feel like with something more lightweight, you do not have to then sacrifice all the different steps. You can still get all the things you want. So this is the one that I've discovered that I've been using a lot, and I really enjoy it. This is from APLB. This has hyaluronic acid and ceramides, and this is an ampoule serum. This is one for me though, where I can definitely use this every single day because it is just exactly what my skin needs. And this also has Centella asiatica extract in it, which I found is meant to kind of like also help with redness. Also, there's some potentially rumblings that it could help with stretch marks. I have no idea if that's true, but I've been trying it out anyways, just for stretch marks on my belly, just in case it works, and I will report back if it does. But also stretch marks are like genetics. But anyways, I just really like this because it also has a bunch of different types of extracts. So let me see if I can pronounce them. Hyaluronic acid, ceramides, it has Centella asiatica, it has Nelumbo nucifera extract, and also has Artemisia annua extract. So basically it has a whole ton of amazing different things. But I found that this was like a really nice kind of like all-in-one serum. It does come in a little dropper. Let me just not use like a bunch. And let me show you guys how this looks. It droppers onto my skin. It is super lightweight. When it blends out, do you see how like we didn't even dropper that much of it, and you still get a lot out of it? It is a super light kind of gel-like texture, which I really appreciate, because I just feel like it is going to blend so much easier when you have a bunch of lightweight products together. So my recommended skincare routine, if you want to use something like a ceramides serum, would be, I would go in with something like this, something hydrating, the hydrating lotion and emulsions, and then I would go in with the ceramides for maximum hydration. Also, if you need to calm down any potential redness kind of areas. And then if you really need to, I would go in with the Propolis Ampoule Serum. If you need to kind of like get down some of your excess oil controls into back into control. That would kind of be my proposed skincare routine, where I feel like each of these products are still going to layer a lot lighter. I just feel like with a lot of these products, you really don't have to go in too heavy with them. A little, to me, goes a long way. And so part of what I find them amazing is that because they have that gel-like texture, they're going to blend into your skin so much easier than maybe some of the other products that are a lot thicker. Just as another product recommendation, I don't know if doing all these steps together for an oily skin would honestly be too much, But if you want another recommendation for something that I've been really, really loving, it's to add in any kind of peptides into your skincare routine. So the big thing that we always hear about anti-aging is all about the loss of collagen, for example. And so you see a lot of different products is basically being advertised as like, this is like some kind of collagen serum, this is some kind of whatever. And peptide serums are basically just like a collagen serum, because the collagen is a form of peptides. And so I actually really, really love this one. This product I've purchased, repurchased, got like just used up so many bottles of this. They have like an actual like a big jumbo one as well, but I only repurchased like the smaller size because I have like other things I want to try out. But my skin's been going a little bit haywire lately, so I kind of like went back to this, which is like the staple. So if you want another product recommendation, this is the Peptides Ampoule Serum from Ampoule N. And this one to me is also a little bit more lightweight as well, and so it will blend into your skin a little bit easier. I only used a little bit of it, and so I do think it blends really, really well. This serum though is going to be a little bit heavier, and so maybe on very specific days, maybe just at night, this can be like an additional serum that you kind of like add into your routine. I don't think that this will be as almost kind of like as it won't blend as well for me as compared to like the other ones, which for my dry skin, it won't really matter. I can just kind of, you know, layer this on and it's going to be wonderful. But if you have oily skin and you don't want to have too many products on your skin, then this might be better suited as an evening serum. I have two moisturizer recommendations. One's more expensive and a splurge and also meant for daytime. And one is just kind of more for every day. It is going to be a lot more affordable. Let's start with the more expensive one first. This is from Decorte. All the Decorte products to me are like superior because of like the technology behind them. And it's just, they just work too. But anyways, this is the Decorte AQ Absolute Treatment Day Cream. It does have an SPF of 16 in it. I don't personally feel like the SPF of 16 is like sufficient to like be enough SPF coverage, but I mention it kind of as a daytime cream just because it has it. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with using it at night too, but I just kind of feel like if you're gonna splurge for a product and does have SPF in it, it's kind of a waste to use it at night when there's like no sun. I just like saved like a tiny bit of this so I could like demo it for like the video specifically for this purpose. I'm so glad I did, because let me show you guys. This is a very, very lightweight moisturizer. And you can see, to me, a little really goes a long way. And that's kind of like, to me, like the theme of a lot of the products that you might want to be looking for oily skin, or for just, you know, for like a lightweight kind of a skincare routine. If you don't like a lot of heavy things on your face, you want to look for things that blend out very easily, where a little goes a long way. And this is something that I think does that very, very well. Even just doing on the back of my hand, like, oh my gosh, the back of my hand feels luxurious. Like, I would just only buy and use this moisturizer if I can, but I promise myself that of course I have other moisturizers that I need to try that I use that I also really like. But I just feel like this is like literally the most superior daytime cream that I've ever used. It just layers so well under makeup. It does also have a little bit of SPF in it, and so I just kind of feel like I'm like, you know, like getting double coverage when I add my like actual SPF on top of it, and it blends in so well. And then at the very end, when I'm using everything and I just kind of like let it sit, my face just feels light, you know? Like sometimes when you use too many heavy products, you can just feel your face getting like weighed down. I feel like when I use all these products, it just feels so light and breezy. And I think that's also perfect for summer if you have like dry skin as well, because I also feel like you just don't want to be weighed down by too many things. And so this is what I really, really love. I really recommend, if you're able to splurge on a skincare product, really, really check this one out. This one is absolutely amazing. If you want a good affordable alternative, also maybe if you are looking for a evening moisturizer that does not have SPF in it, this is the one from Hada Labo. And it kind of is, funnily enough, it's like in the same range as they're thicker emulsions and toners, and so I kind of feel like that's like also the other philosophy of like the Japanese skincare that I find so interesting, whereas these emulsions and toners are a lot thicker, and so they have like a lighter type of like a moisturizer. They do also though have a heavier moisturizer that I personally use at night, but they also have this one as well where it is a lot lighter. It's basically kind of like a gel. And this one I also really, really enjoy. So I'm going to take a little bit of it. I'm going to demonstrate on, let's just kind of go a little bit further. And it also blends out super, super well. It blends also very similar to a very gel-like texture. And this, I've had no problems also wearing makeup with it as well. I don't find that it pills at all on my skin, and it just looks and feels very, very nice on my skin. And I feel like this Hada Labo one is an amazing alternative to the Decorte one if you're looking for something a lot more affordable. I'm basically putting this on my hand, and now like the back of my hand just like feels amazingly luxurious. And I just feel like I need to now maybe invest in like a hand skincare routine or something. Okay, the last product that I have is going to be a sunscreen, and this sunscreen to me is by far, if you have oily skin, if you hate the feeling of sunscreen, and if maybe you just find that every single sunscreen pills on you, if they look white and chalky, this one is amazing. This is a mix of both a mineral and a chemical formula, and so some people have preferences, but I always love to have something with a mineral in it. Ideally it can be all mineral, but I always, at the minimum, to me, I feel like it needs to be kind of like half mineral, half chemical. There are other ones that I really enjoy where I think it's like all chemical, but I just kind of feel like the most superior types of sunscreens are the ones that have at least some mineral in it. I've basically used up all of this one, so let's just see how much I can even get out of it, because I'm pretty sure I used all of it. Yep, recently repurchased this from YesStyle. I purchased all of my skincare from YesStyle, by the way. All of these are sourced from YesStyle, and so basically it comes in a package like this. Let's just open this up for you guys. This is a fresh bottle. Let me show you how amazing I find this SPF to be. Okay, do we see it basically drops out like a milk? Look at this. Is that not the most amazing sunscreen texture you have ever seen? I have never used a better sunscreen than this, and I can try all of the sunscreens in the world, but no sunscreen will compare to how amazing this one feels. And if you have oily skin, you're looking for something that's going to work for you, there's literally no product I would recommend more than this one. This is, I haven't even mentioned the name of it. This is a Skin Aqua UV Moisture Milk by Roto. And it comes in, they have a couple different ones, but you want the one that comes in this specific blue packaging that's called Skin Aqua. And on YesStyle, it'll kind of come in a little package like this, which that's like the super funny thing about like Japanese skincare packaging, where it's like they have like all of these like super cutesy, a lot of like basically all Japanese font, and then you get like a packaging from like Korean skincare, and Korean skincare packaging looks like this, where it's like kind of plain, very like westernized. I just find it hilarious. Such a difference. But this is my ultimate recommendation. If you take nothing else from this, if you're like, that's so expensive, I can't buy all those things, I need like one skincare recommendation, this is my one skincare recommendation. Everybody needs sunscreen in your life. Sunscreen is the ultimate anti-aging weapon. If you do just sunscreen and nothing else, you will already be so much more protected than somebody who like doesn't even do sunscreen. And so this is my ultimate recommendation. I feel like this one just blends in so well. It is so lightweight. It works great under makeup, and I think it's going to be amazing for all skin types. I use this religiously. I've actually been using like some different ones. For example, I've been using this Can Make, but these ones are so much heavier. So as an example, let me show you guys some of the other sunscreens I have. These ones, for example, this one is from Can Make. Here is my Beauty of Chosun one. And I will show you kind of the difference in how these two blend. This is the Can Make one, where you can see it's like a lot thicker of a texture. This is a Beauty of Chosun one. Similarly, also a very thick texture. Both of these also blend out very well if I want to like blend it in properly. Like it does blend out on my skin. My husband also uses these and he is brown and he does not have any issues with either of these. They do also blend out very well. I find them also to be like a nice way of adding some moisture, both of those, but they're not going to be as lightweight as the Skin Aqua one is going to be. So that's why this is my number one recommendation. Those are all of my skincare recommendations for if you have oily skin, if you're looking for a really nice lightweight skincare routine. I use and love all of these products, and I feel like for me during the wintertime right now, they're not going to be necessarily hydrating enough, but I still feel like I have an amazing skincare routine just by using them. I actually use all of these ones today, like the lighter ones, instead of some of like my heavier kind of like skincare routine products. And so sometimes during the daytime, what I like doing is that I like using something a lot lighter like these ones compared to some of my thicker emulsions and lotions, and same thing goes with my moisturizers and my SPFs, and I still feel like I can get like an amazing glow in my skin from it, even with just like a dry skin. And I layer on a lot of different products, and so definitely tailor and custom this however it suits best for your skin. But I stand by and love all of these products. I buy everything from YesStyle. You can use my code claire.shaykazi. Just drop it in like the rewards code section on the website. You can layer that on top of any site-wide coupon codes. And so if you go into checkout in like the promo code section, you're gonna have two sections. One is a coupon code and one is a rewards code. And so you can pair my code claire.shaykazi along with any other kind of like site-wide, like, oh, like if you buy like X amount, get like 50% off, or if it's just, you know, like no minimum purchase, get 15% off. You can layer those site-wide coupons on top of my code and you can kind of like maximize on your discounts. I buy everything from YesStyle, and I have for a really long time. I feel like to me, part of why I buy from YesStyle is because they have a lot better of like a Japanese skincare selection for me, compared to some of like the other sites where it's going to be maybe a little bit more Korean skincare dominated. I just feel like with Japanese skincare, I have like a lot more things that I found that like really works for especially for oily skin, that I just like really prefer. But the Korean skincare serums to me are still going to just be like so amazing. And most of the serums that I use are more Korean skincare as opposed to everything else. My routine tends to kind of like gear more towards Japanese skincare. So those are my recommendations. That is also my recommendation for where to buy these products. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more skincare videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel. That is basically all that I do here. And I would love to see you back in a future video. And thanks for watching.